Hello everyone, I am back with my last video for my Christmas and July Destash series, and I realize it is August but I did not get a chance to upload a video for the last two lots that I have available. I do want to show both of the lots, so I'm going to go pretty quickly to get through both of them, so I will go ahead and get started. And here is the first lot. You will get this Farm Journal Christmas book. It has a lot of really nice images and patterns, and it looks like recipes. And I guess some craft project ideas, it looks like. So you will get this, and it is dated, I would say 50s or 60s. Okay, no, I was wrong. 1970. You will also get a Reader's Digest Christmas card, address book, and this has not been used. I think this I saw was dated 64, I think. And some Christmas themed or winter themed papers. This came off of a package of a 7-foot flock banner, and I thought that this was really cute, so it could probably be cut around and used somehow, so I did not want to throw that out. Here's a vintage zipper and a vintage hanky. The majority, if not all of these items, are going to be vintage. There's a doily, a baggie full of all sorts of different items. This is a vintage earring. Here's a little ornament, I guess. Little tassel. And just all sorts of stuff here. Here is a little, I think that's a starfish. And some little jewelry pieces. Here is a cute little nutcracker, I guess, or little soldier. There's some jingle bells. And let me just quickly try to show all of these items here. Just little bits and pieces to make dangles and to embellish a junk journal. Little snowflakes and a penguin. Some Christmas trees. And some little charms and vintage earrings. Okay. Here are some stickers. I did use some of them, but there's still some left. There's a tag, a vintage gift tag. There are several vintage greeting cards. And that one's available. I don't know how fast I will get through all of this. There is an embellishment. It's supposed to look like a wax seal. Here's a vintage invitation. And a handful of bookmarks and tags, library pockets, coin envelopes, frames, vintage playing card. And this one's probably from the 20s, if I had to guess. And just a really nice mixture. There's some puffy glittered frames. Just a really nice mixture of vintage items to put together in junk journal or really any type of craft projects. There's a little vintage Deck the Halls music sheet. This, I believe, was from an old Christmas card. Here's some envelope seal. This was hand-drawn, and I thought it was so adorable. More coin envelopes. There's some vintage stickers. A postcard, but it's dated 1913 on the back. Here is a little golden book and some vintage postcards. Here is a canceled stamp, and it looks like I just threw in a stack of those recipe cards. Another library pocket, more of those vintage stickers. This is a vintage stack. Oh, it looks like it's from Hallmark. And what is this? Some stenciling kit or something. Yes, it's a stencil kit. And this is vintage, and I thought it could be used to make an insert or something like that. Here is an Ideas Christmas book. And you will also get The Night Before Christmas. And this also has a library card in here, so you could definitely use that in some way. Some vintage paper, more vintage greeting cards, and more vintage greeting cards. Here is a handmade card. This is dated 1910, and look how adorable this is. So hopefully somebody can put that to use. And some vintage Old Navy gift wrap. Here's another Christmas ideas for kids. So you can see there's just tons of things to use here. Here is a brooch, some vintage paper. This, I believe, is newer. I don't know if this is newer or if it's a vintage ornament, but it's still cute. There's a snowflake, a stocking. Here's a package of little tiny bows. Here's a little mix of confetti that I made. And here's a roll of vintage ribbon. Here's some more. There's quite a bit on there. You could definitely share with friends. There's quite a bit on this one as well. This is a really cool card. It's like you can see it's raised, and I'm guessing you could probably pull that off and use it for something. And here is a little thing of beads, a roll of the glittery. This is adhesive, and you will get that. Here are some of those little vintage stars. Here's some gift tags, and then let me just quickly go through what we have here. Some gift tags. There's a little wooden glittered ornament and a bunch of gift tags. One more baggie of things. And what do we have here? Oh, there's little hand punched bows that I made. There's some cards, some vintage buttons, some more playing cards. Here's some vintage lace seam binding. There's some large vintage rickrack, a bingo card. Here's some adorable Christmas trim. envelope, some large vintage flashcards. These are from a game that was from the 1920s, if I'm not mistaken. And the last thing you will get is one of these packets I was giving as a free gift to anyone that buys one of the Christmas Destash junk journal kits. So you will also get that in your kit. That was lot 1. Here's lot 2, and I'm just going to quickly go through it. And you will get The Long Christmas. This is a book. I thought I saw some images, but I thought if you could use the book, I thought someone could use the book as a Christmas journal, or you can take the pages out and use those for projects, but you will get that. And it is vintage, 1941. So let's just quickly go through everything. Here is a needlecraft for today. And it has some nicely aged pages. Here is the Night Before Christmas book. And these are vintage Pearlescence faded art and craft paper. There's some Christmas themed paper, and then it looks like just some different vintage paper, grid paper, and just all different types of vintage papers. Ledger sheet. Here's some Christmas themed cardstock, and I thought these were adorable. I took them out of the book, and I was actually going to use them for a Christmas junk journal, so I included those. Here's a envelope that says Season's Greetings. Here is a Merry Mouse Christmas. I guess, is this cross stitch? I think this is cross stitch. So you will get that. Here is, I guess, a little book with a pop-up. Could definitely be taken apart and used. There's an embroidered applique. Here's some these vintage, I guess they're called sequins. Here's a handful of vintage greeting cards. Some jingle bells. Here's a vintage doily. A zipper. The lots are kind of similar, but some of the items will look a little bit different. I just started throwing things into the box. Some envelopes. This might go with this booklet because it says Designs by Glory and Pat, but I could be wrong. Some more vintage greeting cards. Envelope, tag. This is kind of some of the similar items that I threw into the other box. Here's some lace. So it looks like they are just a little bit similar. So you will get a nice supply of vintage greeting cards. There's some of the vintage postcards. Here's some envelopes and a little golden book, a stack of the recipe cards. Here is Decorating Craft Ideas magazine. I love looking at these old magazines. Look at those clothes. I think probably a lot of it's in style these days. So let's see, the date on this is November 83. So I did not get a chance to look through this. I think I'll do that. Okay, so you'll get A Night Before Christmas book. And here's some gold ruffled ribbon. I always wanted to do something with this and just never did, but it is some furry trim. I made this little guy, and he is so cute. I thought he would look good somewhere stuffed in a pocket or something, hanging out of a junk journal. But the tutorial I got from a lady on YouTube, so I will link that if you're interested in making these. They are so cute. My grandsons love them. Here's some of this. Here's a little baggie of vintage gift tags. There's some cute little picks with Christmas trees. And here's some flocked trim, more flocked trim that's vintage. Go get that. Here is a cute little nutcracker brooch. And this is a vintage wooden ornament. It's missing a little leaf there, but I thought, you know, it could be taken apart and used as some sort of embellishment. So, okay, so this lot will also get a bag of different items here. Some of the Christmas trim, laces, some of the hand-punched bows, vintage buttons, and then last, you will also get one of the free packets that I included with all of the junk journal kits. So that's it. This will be lot number 2. Each lot will be $25 shipped. It's going to be PayPal only, US only. If you are outside of the US, just contact me and we can work out a price for shipping. I will leave all the information in the description below, and thank you so much for watching.